Exploring our emotions doesn't have to be a drag. It doesn't have to be like that 10-page research paper that we didn't look forward to doing in school. Hello, you bright lights, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brie Mosquera, and I am a Law of Attraction mindset coach. I support and guide ambitious women towards minimizing their unhelpful thoughts and negative emotions so they can manifest the life that they desire. Today, I will share 4 activities that you can participate in to start improving your level of emotional wellness, in addition to sharing some tips for you to keep in mind during this process. Self-improvement, and even with this topic of exploring our emotions, it takes
work, it takes effort, and it takes discipline.
But it doesn't mean that it has to be stressful. It can be something that we can enjoy as we watch ourselves grow and understand ourselves a little bit more. So let's get into the fun stuff. So activity number 1 that you can start doing is the ABC model of emotion. First letter A is to activate the event. So pretty much, what is the trigger? What is causing this emotion? So let's keep our examples quarantine related. So let's say you reach out to a friend and you scheduled a time to speak, but your friend is working from home and really doesn't have the same amount of time that you do. So your friend says, hey, listen, can we talk tomorrow? How is that gonna make you feel? That is the trigger, your friend canceling the phone call. So now let's move to letter B, which is our beliefs. So because your friend canceled this phone call, you then think that your friend doesn't like you. Our thoughts can run wild. So now the last letter on the ABC model of emotion is C, consequences. So you want to think about, what is the emotion that you're feeling because of your friend canceling the phone call and because you believing that your friend doesn't like you. So you want to think about what is the end result of this action. So the second activity that you can participate in is an emotional awareness meditation. So just like for any other meditation, you want to find a quiet and safe place. And whether you're sitting down and meditating or whether you're laying down, you also want to take into consideration, how does it feel where you're sitting or where you're laying down? You want to feel grounded to the chair or to your mat. After that, you want to think about your breaths. You want to start your meditation just like usually, like any other meditation, breathing and focusing on inhaling and exhaling. And you want to take about 5 deep breaths before we move on to the next part. So as you're taking these 5 breaths, you want to focus on the inhaling and exhaling and the flow and what that feels like in your body. So once you've done that, you then want to shift your awareness away from your breathing into your body. You want to start scanning your body for any emotions, any feelings that are present, and you want to see where that emotion or feeling is located, whether it's in your chest, your stomach, your head. Where is this emotion coming from? Then you want to think about, how does this emotion or feeling feel? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it big? Is it small? Is it moving or is it still? And you could even think about, what color is this feeling? As you're closing your eyes and as you're observing this emotion and feeling, does a color come to mind that represents this feeling and emotion? So after you've thought about all this, the specific details about what this feeling and emotion is like for you, you then want to think about, can you actually identify what this feeling and emotion is? Can you place a label on it? And if you can't identify or label it, no problem. This is a meditation. It's supposed to relax you and bring you one step closer to feeling more self-awareness towards your emotions, not to stress you out. We don't want to stress you out, so if you can't label it, no problem. Just continuing to become comfortable with the feeling that you are experiencing for about 5 more minutes or so until you feel like you've reached a certain level of understanding towards this feeling and emotion. Then you could start to open your eyes and bring your attention back to the room around you. The third activity you can start participating in is to explore your sensations. So we know that our emotions influence our actions, right? And that there's chemical reactions that we experience because of the emotion. So when you're exploring your sensations, you want to think about, how you're feeling. Are you feeling some type of tension? Is your heart rate racing? What are your energy levels like? What are the physical reactions your body is having to this emotion? And you want to notice what is happening in different parts of your body. Where are you experiencing more tension, or where is there less tension? And as you begin to identify these sensations, you want to write it down. And in addition to writing down the sensations, you also want to write down what are the thoughts that you are even thinking about in this moment. Are you thinking, I don't want to feel this? I shouldn't have this feeling, or this feeling really hurts. Whatever you're thinking in the moment that you're also scanning your body and exploring those sensations, you also want to write down the thoughts that are coming up. Even if those thoughts aren't positive thoughts, you want to write them down. And you also want to think about the behavior that you're engaging in. Do you find yourself shutting down? Or do you find yourself grabbing your phone as a distraction? So once you've written down the sensations you are experiencing, the thoughts that you're having, and the behaviors that you're engaging in, you want to look at your entry that you've written out, and you really want to reflect on what happened before this emotion came about. What were you participating in? Who were you talking to? What were the factors that were going on that caused this emotion? And you also want to think about, if this emotion could speak, what is this emotion trying to tell me? So the fourth and last technique, which is my personal favorite as an art lover, is that you want to draw your emotion. That's right. You want to draw it. So this is super cool because this activity is creative. There is no type of right or wrong with your drawing. You literally just want to draw what you feel, whether it is a splash of paint on your piece of paper and that is your emotion, whether it's an actual symbol or an object that you can draw out. So you want to think about, what does this emotion look like? What color is it? Colors can say a lot about what we believe our emotions look like and how they are represented. And once you've finished drawing or painting or whatever type of material you use to represent the emotion felt, you then want to ask yourself, if my art could speak, what would it say? Also ask yourself, how do I feel when looking at this art? When you look at your art, you might realize, oh my gosh, I feel upset or I feel angry. You can also ask yourself, does any part of my drawing stand out more than the other? Because we can experience up to 12 emotions a day. So you might have different emotions on your piece of paper. So you really want to see which emotion stands out more. So you can practice all 4 of these activities, or you could kind of pick and choose and go with the one that you feel most comfortable with, right? Because at the end of the day, these activities are for you and for you to gain as much as you can and learn as much as you can about your emotions. So not to do an activity that you don't feel comfortable doing either. So when you are participating in these activities, some tips that you can keep in mind are to be patient and give it time. Emotional awareness is not something that you achieve overnight. It takes time. So you want to be patient and you want to give yourself that time to grow. Also, you want to learn from your mistakes. So if you have tried identifying your emotions and trying to explore and learn more about yourself, but it didn't really go too well, see what you did then and what you can do differently now. So you want to cultivate kindness. So you want to show compassion and care for the people around you, because when you practice compassion and kindness to others, that also makes you feel good about yourself, and it makes you feel more willing to actually explore deeper your own emotions. And lastly, you want to practice forgiveness, because when you forgive yourself for an action that you did in the past based on your emotions, or you just forgive yourself for feeling the emotion that you feel, you're able to let that emotion go, and then you could move on to the next emotion that you've either been repressing or you haven't paid attention to, and you can then, break that emotion apart and explore it further. Thanks for watching, and also remember that as you are practicing, improving your emotional wellness, you want to be kind to yourself. You want to practice self-care and show yourself that love so you can fuel and continue to motivate yourself to dig further. As I understand, it can be scary, but once we get past the fear and the pain that we think we'll experience, we truly begin to heal and grow. Let me know which activities you choose at my Instagram, bebold.befierce.bu. Let me know how it's going, or let me know if you have any questions about any of the activities. So like and subscribe below, and also turn on your notification bell so every Wednesday when I upload a new video, you can be notified.